Welcome to Amazing Authorities with Mitch Carson. Scan the QR code to learn more about what Mitch can do for you. Mitch brings you the leaders in their field. Today's difference makers. It's Amazing Authorities with Mitch Carson.
Dawn, we are here. You've had a fantastic full week, and we're not even done.
No.
We're shooting my show, a half-hour segment with you today, revealing the deeper Dawn. We just got the 3-4-minute Dawn on the 3 TV shows. We have another one coming up on Friday. You did a radio show this morning, and then a second one was so interested, they threw you on the radio as well. You went from hip-hop to all the way to conservative with the Trumpers. And guess what you did? You knocked it out of the park with both.
Thank you.
Both. Mark my words, this is a star, a celebrity in the making. We're just going to rub her a little bit and she'll come alive. You may get 3 wishes, but she's not a genie bottle.
No,
but she is the genie, and she's got powers beyond words. And you're going to be shocked, awed, surprised by what Dawn Michelle Chamberlain will review today. So let's just jump right in.
Let's go.
You have right here a best-selling book. And tell us a little bit about this, because I love the title. Tell us what this is, as we're focused in.
Like you said, this is my new best-selling book. This is my first time publishing a book, actually.
And you went all the way to bestseller.
I went all the way to bestseller. All the way to bestseller. It's titled Sell to CEO. Stop playing and get your shh together.
But it's sell, C-E-L-L, not sell as in selling. It is a sell which is the confines of one's mind.
One's mind. One's mind.
So tell us about that.
Well, when you think of a cell, you're thinking of the 4 walls of a correctional institution most of the time.
Sure.
And considering my background and my story, people are going to associate it with a correctional facility. But the cell, for me and for many people, is the confinement from the trauma that we've experienced, that we haven't processed through, that we haven't let go of. Things that have not been healed within ourselves. It has us in bondage, Mitch. It has us in bondage. And it's keeping us from growing.
Yeah.
We're in handcuffs.
Yeah.
We're in handcuffs.
Literal handcuffs here.
Literally. Literally. So that is the cell. And I encourage people in my book to identify what that cell is through self-accountability.
Okay.
And then embark on the journey of growth. Embark on that climb.
Now, I just want to touch on it briefly. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time because you've done already several interviews.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 interviews already.
Yes.
In just 3 days.
Yes.
Today, this is more about who Dawn Michelle Chamberlain is versus your past. Your past doesn't necessarily have to be your future.
Absolutely.
It does not. But you learn from this. What is the biggest lesson? In case you didn't know, Dawn did some time.
I did.
So I don't have to go through all that. She did some time. Tell us what you did it for, and let's move off of that, and I want to focus on the lessons learned.
Okay. So you say you want me to tell you a little bit about it?
A little bit about it, but then let's talk mostly about the lessons learned after.
So Mitch, into the world that's not familiar with my story, I was indicted by the United States government for operating a multi-million-dollar criminal enterprise.
Okay.
I had a tax service in my community that did very well, and I started doing things that were unethical, and I had to answer for it. I served 2 years, 2 months, 2 weeks, and 2 days in federal custody.
Not 3 days, but 2 days.
2 days. Just
okay.
like that.
All right.
2 and 2.
Yeah.
And now here I am today.
Okay. While you were there, you learned some things.
Yes.
What would you say were the top 3 lessons learned while incarcerated, while in the cell in your mind, both literally and figuratively? What could you say? Let's just focus on the one biggest lesson that people can take away that are watching this interview today.
What I learned when I was there was that you can't let your failures fail you.
Good.
While sitting there in that dark place, in isolation, reflecting on the things that I had done, I learned that no matter what, there's always an opportunity to come back.
Agreed.
There's always a chance to bounce back from a setback. So you can't let your failures fail you.
I like that. Bounce back from a setback. Okay.
Exactly.
These little cliches help us a lot.
They do.
That's a good one.
They do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And And then what did you learn as a successful business person? What did you learn while there? Because there is inside a penitentiary, that's a different world.
Yes, yes it is.
Everything I've read and observed and talked to other people, it is a different world. It's a microcosm of what goes on out here.
Absolutely.
But talk about what you learned there that applies out here in the free world.
Respect.
Okay.
Respect. That's key. Key. You have to respect yourself and respect other people. You also have to have confidence and believe in yourself. You have to have a voice and be able to speak out and stand for what you believe in. And most importantly, what I learned was you need to do the right thing when no one's looking.
Okay.
You need to do the right thing when no one's looking.
Well, that's an interesting point, because if you truly are an unconditional giver, you don't have to have your name associated with it.
Absolutely.
That could transfer over into life a little bit, couldn't
Yes,
it?
it could. It could.
If you're charitable, be charitable and don't put your name. You can mark it anonymously. Because who are you really giving for? Is it the recipient or is it for yourself?
Absolutely.
Maybe it's self-healing somewhat.
Exactly. Exactly.
So what are you doing now that you wouldn't have done had you not been incarcerated for 2 years, 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 days?
What am I doing now that I wouldn't have been doing?
Yes. What changed?
I learned humility, not to be selfish, not to expect things for nothing, not to be cruel, to be mean to others. I learned humility.
Okay.
And I learned how to love myself. Love myself for who I am and appreciate that. And then I really, really appreciate and respect the value of life now, and understanding what my value is in life, and knowing that I have a purpose and that I need to act on that purpose.
Does every day count?
Every minute counts. Every minute of every day counts. You cannot let grass grow under your feet. You have to move. You have to be strategic about everything that you're doing and intentional, and mean it and deliver on that.
Okay. You didn't know I was going to ask you this before. I know we've got a fly visitor. That's all right. It adds a little color to the interview. It is what it is. This is real life.
Yes.
We're just keeping it real.
Yes.
Okay. We're not in a studio. We're in my home, and this is where and a fly added to the set.
fly is here.
It's kind of our experience. Tell me, or tell us. It's not just me, because there's an audience out there that are watching you, connecting with you. Tell us something you haven't told anybody else publicly before. What motivates Dawn to do what she's doing today?
What motivates me to do what I'm doing today? And what haven't I told anyone else publicly? Okay, something I really haven't shared publicly at all that motivates me today is my marriage.
Okay.
Sacredness of my marriage and keeping my marriage healthy and flowing. I lost my husband during my incarceration experience. He divorced me.
Oh.
Yeah, he divorced me. And
I did not know that.
yeah.
Wow.
He divorced me as a result of everything that was going on. And during my incarceration experience, he actually came around and was one of my main supporters. And we actually rebuilt our relationship and our friendship and reconnected and found that bond that we had for many years before problems started happening. And I ended up marrying the same man twice. I married the same man twice.
Well, that's a fantastic.
That's something
That's a
that people don't
fantastic
know.
story.
You know, when I came home, we had a vow renewal ceremony, and people just thought that we were just renewing and celebrating, you know, another year of marriage. But in fact, we were actually getting remarried. And we were recommitting ourselves to our marriage, to God, and to the world, and to our family. So that is something that I haven't shared. So now you're hearing that.
I'm hearing this for the first time. Very first
because
time.
it's personal, you understand?
Sure,
But,
sure.
I feel like it's also important. So I'm glad you asked me that, because that's what drives me. You know, my marriage, my family, and making sure that, you know, that is a core component of my day, of my life. You have to focus on that in your family. You can't get lost in life, because that's what happened to me. I got snatched up in the matrix, caught up in the twister, like Dorothy, and I was gone, and I lost it all. I lost myself, my marriage, everything.
Well, I'm going to ask another personal question.
Let's go.
You're wearing a piece of jewelry around your neck. You've got a photo in there.
Yep.
And if you're comfortable,
That's fine.
only if you're comfortable, tell us what happened
Okay.
and what motivation do you have now as a result of what occurred. And I'll let you take that free
That
form.
fly is just
I
wants to
know.
be a
Well,
part of this.
it's part of our
It's
show
gonna be
today.
Coach Dawn Chamberlain and the fly. So this beautiful piece of jewelry on my neck. The chain was a gift from a good friend of mine. The medallion was also a gift. This is a photo of my son Bryson.
Okay.
Bryson is now mommy's angel.
Okay.
Bryson was killed a year ago on November 13th, 2022. So we're filming this show early. So in a few days, we'll mark the 1-year anniversary of his death. Bryson was driving home from visiting some friends at Lincoln University. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning, and the witnesses said that his car went off the road, impacted a tree, and he was gone. Just like that. 18 years old, student at Dell State University, a music major and business major, young, full of life, my youngest. And he's gone. He transitioned out of here. What that did to me is unexplainable.
I can't even imagine.
It's unexplainable, but if I could try to put words to it, it just ripped a piece of my soul away.
Is he there as part of your motivation today?
Absolutely.
I mean, is that traumatic, unexpected, horrible event? It's the only way I can describe
the only
it.
way.
It is. I can't
It is what
even
it is.
describe. I'm not a parent. I can only imagine. 18 years old is just beginning. Is there some piece of that event that's motivating you to now spread your message?
Absolutely.
To honor him?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The minute it happened, within that first 30 seconds of just kind of processing what was being said and trying to decide if this was real or, where was I? Because it's just total chaos when something like that occurs. I knew then that something bigger was in store, and I said to God, what will you have of me? What will you have of me? Why is this happening? It's for a reason. Because it doesn't make any mistakes, your destiny is aligned. It's it's done in advance, ahead of time, all of us. So at that point I knew, okay, there's something bigger that I need to be doing. And now Bryson is going to be my angel and my guide to help and strengthen me to go on this journey. So in fact, I just started posting on social media, right? I hadn't done that. I had a traditional business model, a brick and mortar office where my clients would come in. I wasn't in this, social media and web world. And through my grieving process, I needed something to do to help with the grief. And I said, what do I enjoy doing that helped me during my incarceration and other times in my life when I was in a bad space emotionally and mentally? I said, I think I want to create. I think I want to go back to some form of creating in art and getting back to the people. So I decided I want to come out of my corner office, come into the community, and I was going to get on social media and do that. So I went in and I started posting and doing things. And I did a photo shoot a couple months earlier. And I remember asking the kids, all of my kids, help mom pick out a photo, help mom pick out a photo. And they're a boy, so they're like, Mom, you do it. That's not our thing. We're not doing it. Bryson specifically, I texted him, I said, Bryson, you sure you don't want to give me any feedback on it? He says, no. So I went in his phone and kind of looking through old text message, and I looked at the profile picture that he had, and it was the photo from the photo shoot that he never told me about. And he took it and he added in my profile picture, and he had this little message, Mom, I love this picture, she looks great. And I said, okay, that's it, that's my sign right there. He's, Mom, take this photo, put it on your page, and keep moving. Go, create, get your message out there. So now you will see that green photo of me. That's the one that Bryson chose, and that's when I started to step out of that corner office into the community and create awareness, create opportunities for other people, share, give back. And he's with me every day. In fact, I wear red because this is Bryson's favorite color.
Wow.
So anytime I'm doing an interview or I'm speaking, I wear this red in honor of Bryson. And he's with me.
You've done something that very few people do. You had a horrible experience, the only way I could describe it.
It is.
And many would spiral downward and never recover. Losing a child is probably the worst. It's not like you losing a parent, which is the natural event, but to see your child go before. You've taken that and leveraged it to become more successful. You've leveraged that to help other people. You're an enabler of others and builder of others in their businesses. And after this short break, we're going to jump in and learn how you've leveraged this and how others can learn from what you have done so successfully, so effectively. And we'll be right back.
Let Mitch Carson help you. Mitch's background includes starting his first business in college and selling it for more than 7 figures by the age of 28. His second startup with partners, Planet Recycling Incorporated, was sold in 1993 to Waste Management. Mitch has trained over 600 speakers, authors, coaches, consultants, CEOs, and helped them reach their goals. Many have gone on to be New York Times best-selling authors, Wall Street Journal authors. Many have been able to experience a life transformation, as few are able to see, experience, and realize their personal power. Many have gone on to become keynote speakers in their native countries, become authors, and recognized experts. Let Mitch help you reach your goals. Head to MitchCarson.com or scan the QR code now to learn more.
There's a word that I choose to look at as an acronym. It's the word fear. And people use that to cripple themselves from moving forward based on traumas, because every person has traumas in their past. Some are worse than others. Some are, and it's all a matter of perspective.
Correct.
I have chosen to use the word fear. Used to be false evidence appearing real, and it didn't really make sense. But the truth is, fear is face everything and rise.
Wow.
Face everything and rise.
I love
You
that.
have had to face some horrible situations. And then off camera, you mentioned that your father recently transitioned.
Yes.
And you had your son. You're still marching forward. You're full of energy. You don't seem to let fear cripple you. You seem to embrace it and rise. You're out here, an incredible amount of media in a short period of time.
Yes.
You know, this is what I do, is to get people done very, very quickly.
Yes.
But I want to hear from you how you get others, because I think where your legacy is going to come into place. Of course, you're a mother, you're a wife, and you've got this story to help other people. I want to hear what you've done with entrepreneurs, or people that are listening to this.
Okay.
It's great when you've been able to share about being a parent and helping other people. What are you able to use? What arrow in your quiver have you used to sharpen and shoot straight for these entrepreneurs? People that have been impacted by the justice system. Let's use that as one group.
I've been able to help them stop playing and get their shit together, Mitch.
What does that mean?
That means getting your together. That means self-accountability, number one.
Okay, that's good.
Owning your faults, understanding what you need to do,
Okay.
and then taking the action in order to launch those
So a
goals
clear
for yourself.
snapshot of their life and their position.
Exactly. Once we do that, because that's the mindset part.
Okay.
Right? We
Okay.
can't get anywhere without that.
So that's step one.
That's step one.
All right.
That's step one. Then we come up with a strategy. That may consist of brainstorming, a lot of talking. We get things written out. We have some drills and exercises that I go through as well to help get those things out. And then we strategize. We see what it actually looks like.
Do you go out, now this is where, I remember this from grad school.
Okay.
What's your 5-year plan? What's your 3-year plan? I personally am against all of this. Plus, technology is changing so quickly.
Exactly.
No one would have anticipated what happened to us. We're out of the pandemic now, and who knows what's next. But we're here. How far out do you take somebody in order to stretch them but not make them fail, or not allow them in their minds to fail?
I don't do 3 or 5-year plans.
Okay.
We're talking about right now.
Right now.
We're talking, what do you want to do right now to change yourself right now? What is holding you back? What cell are you in?
Okay.
And what are we going to do about it right now? I like to move quickly and take action. If you drag your feet and you project all this long journey ahead, that can be discouraging. You know, people want to see results. I want to, and get them the results. I like to deliver it quickly. I have one program that's 100 days. 100 days.
Okay.
Cash out. We're starting here, and in this 100 days, we're going to have these results.
Give me an example. Give me some granular, achievable results that someone who comes to you for their services,
Okay.
and they're going to be able to get in touch with you.
Okay.
They feel like you're the right coach for them,
Okay.
because you wear this hat.
Okay.
You're not wearing it right now, but it says Coach.
Correct.
Coach Dawn.
Correct.
Okay. What would an example be in that 100 days that someone could start getting?
I'm going to give you an example of one of my clients, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cover him on my upcoming TV show as well, so you'll get to see and meet him. He came home. We sat down. We thought of some things that he may be good at, his strengths and his weaknesses. We came up with the outline. He decided, I want to drive. What kind of driving? We're going to be a tow truck driver. We went. We got him registered. He took the course to get his license upgraded. We got his business profile, credit profile set up. Got his accounts and everything in order. All of his insurance and registrations. We applied for his minority certifications. And then we went and we started bidding for the contracts with the different companies so that he can get work. He was able to get first, he started off with a secondhand tow truck, which was fine. We were able to get that, through his business credit. And then we were able to pick up additional trucks, and then he's off and running. So now he's well over 6 figures, almost at 7 figures in less than 4 years' time.
7 figures?
Yes. And he's formerly incarcerated. He spent a lot of time in prison, and he didn't know that he could do that.
Let me just back up a second. For people that are listening here, he was a felon.
Incarcerated.
Formerly incarcerated.
He was a drug dealer.
He was a drug
That's what he
dealer
did.
who's now a tow truck driver, owns a tow truck
Company.
business. He owns a tow truck company.
He started off as the driver. Now he's the CEO.
So
he has a team.
Driver to CEO.
Correct. He has a team.
Wow.
He has a team.
So a leader. So he learned through hard knocks. And you gave him a plan. He executed, and now 7 figures.
7 figures. 7 figures. He just had his first 7-figure year.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
High five.
Right here.
Got to do that. Coach Dawn.
Thank you. So in my first 2 years of consulting, I helped over 225 justice impacted individuals successfully start their businesses.
Wow. And now out of this, how many are still in business today?
Every single one of them. And they're driving me crazy.
But here's a stat.
I love them.
Here's a stat. Most businesses fail. I think being impacted by the justice system or seeing a different side of life, one that is enclosed here, has given them enough drive. It's almost like immigrants that come to the U.S.
Yes.
They succeed at a higher rate than those of us who were born in the U.S. They have a different motivation, and it's all here. They're not any smarter. They're not any less intelligent. We're all created equal out of the womb. But what we learn in society shapes us.
Absolutely.
And these people are still in business. That you have a magic touch.
Still in business, and I'm gonna tell you what I believe. Once I help them understand through mindset work that they are somebody, they deserve to be someone that's respected, and that they can have these wonderful things the same way that they got them on the street legally. It's up from there. Once they learn that their skills are transferable and the things that they're doing, the strengths that they've demonstrated are actually good. Once they figure that out, and then you find something that interests them, that they're gifted in, they're off and running. The tiger in them is crazy. The grizzly of the mindset of someone that has been involved in criminal activity is crazy. The grizzly is, you know what I mean? It's just like, they got it. They got the drive, they got the leadership, they got the confidence, they've got the sense, they know money, they don't take no mess. You know what I'm saying? They deliver.
And I like the animal choice of Grizzly. You didn't
Grizzly.
You didn't pick a poodle.
No, you don't pick a poodle because most of them are not.
Right.
Most of them are not. And you'd be surprised at the people that have come through my door. You know, initially I'm like, wow. I mean, from kingpins to some lower tier individuals, when you categorize the criminal world, they're all different at all different levels, and they really appreciate. They come in and they say, "Hey, I need to talk to the girl that went to the feds. I need your help." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, that would be me." And then it goes from there. I haven't had anybody, to my knowledge, because I'm in touch with all of my clients. We do check-ins that has gone back. First of all,
No
gone back to
recidivism.
prison, no recidivism, and that has not stopped doing their business.
What did you learn that you can share so other people can embrace your learnings and then you can teach them during this interview?
One of the main things I learned that I didn't realize I had a problem with, right?
Okay.
Because you couldn't tell me nothing, right? Was that you need to know how to work well with others, and you need to have a team. You can't do things on your own. So one of the things that incarceration will teach you is, without, involuntarily, you're thrown to the lions. You're forced to be in these spaces and these environments where there's diversity, any way you look at it, and you have no choice. And what happens is you're either going to sink or swim. And I didn't want to sink. So it taught me how to embrace and love everyone equally and be inclusive and be willing to work with others and allow them to help me as much as I could help them. And once you discover that and do that, magnificence occurs and things start moving and growing. And now here you are with this wonderful business concept or project that's taking place, and everybody's working together to do it. I still enjoy helping people.
Okay.
And I still enjoy the rewards because I feel it's priceless to be a part of a big positive shift in someone's life, being there at a milestone in their life. There's no money that can account for that, but I'm not, the demons aren't there anymore.
Okay.
The greed's not there anymore.
Well, something that I'll just say in my own life, it was the privilege of being able to help other people that has brought us here. And Dawn, you have been a tremendous guest. Thank you for sharing with us as an amazing authority.
Thank you.
As episode number 1 on this show. And,
yes, amazing authority.
one last plug and we'll finish up. Dawn's book is right here, selltoceo.com, selltoceo.com, selltoceo.com. From the radio days, 3 calls to action. Get a hold of Dawn, selltoceo.com. I just said 4. We will see you in the next episode. Dawn, thanks for coming today.
And thank you for having me, Mitch. And remember, stop playing and get your shh together.